Hi you guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. I have my window shade up and all the lighting on, and I just wanted to make sure that I'm not glowing so that you can actually see what I'm doing. I wanted to work on the front of the heart journal a little bit today. And I'm thinking that what I want to do is take a heart that's pretty big, maybe not quite this big, but maybe. I might cut it down just slightly, and I want to put torn fabric on it. I'm going to cut it down just a little. And it doesn't have to be totally, you know, perfectly shaped or anything, because it's going to be covered entirely. So I think that's better. Okay, so I'm wanting to put a heart that's real ruffly and fabric-y and stuff on top. Because I'm trying to get better at the layering type thing. I am very, what is the right word? Inhibited. It just scares me for some reason, or like I just can't figure out how to do it right or something. I don't know how to describe or explain, but I do have a hard time with layering. Okay, we're doing hot glue. And it's going to take quite a bit, I'm sure. Hopefully my hot glue doesn't fight with me. One thing that is not fun that I have found is gluing burlap. Hot gluing burlap. All right, so I'm wanting to put a couple of layers so that it kind of stands out from the fabric. I want to put a couple of layers of burlap down. And so I took, you know, just regular burlap, and I took a bunch of the rows of it, whatever that's, I don't know how to describe, you know what I mean. I just peeled them away and then cut it down to what I thought might be a good length. And if it ends up being still kind of too long, I can always just trim it. We're having a beautiful sunny day today. I looked at the forecast on my phone, and it doesn't show any rain or snow in the forecast for the upcoming week. So I went and took my car through the car wash. That was good. It needed it. Now there may be some places when it's, you know, all done, because of the curvature, that it seems sparse. But I really feel like I'll know better when it's all finished. And then I can go from behind and kind of fill in where I feel like I need to. And then if there are places that just need to be trimmed away, I can easily do that as well. So I'm going to just see. Okay, I mean, that's obviously going to be really big, and so I will probably end up coming back and trimming it, but I want to get the next, you know, side on, so that I know just for sure what I'm doing. The last time I did something with hot glue, a couple of you guys recommended something that I can use, silicone type things that people are using right now. And so I went looking for them, and so far I haven't found them. And I don't know exactly what they're called. Those like little makeup spatula things, I think is what they are that people are using. I don't know exactly what it's called. So you know, I went and I asked at Walmart, and they just, you know, had a clueless look on their face. So I looked around in the makeup and stuff like that, and I didn't find it. And then I also looked in the craft section, and I didn't find anything. And then I went to the Dollar Tree and didn't find anything there. And I just don't know if our Dollar Tree doesn't have them, or if they were all, you know, sold out currently. But that's okay. I mean, eventually, right? But this isn't too bad. I'm managing, so that's good. Let's see here. I think this part's kind of hard to know. I want it to have a point, but I also want it to have, let's see here. I don't want this to be showing. Okay. It definitely seems to me like it's going to need more here, but like I said, when I'm all done, I can always add to the back to fill things in. Okay, let me lay it on the book and see where we are. Yeah, too big. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim down all the way around. Which is unfortunate because I wanted that, you know, frayed look that I had there, but that's okay. Not that it isn't frayed still, but it's even more frayed like on the edge, and I liked that. Okay, not perfect. It's okay. There are going to be a lot of layers, and I really don't think it's going to be real obvious if I do happen to make a mistake. Okay, let me get some of that off of here. Okay. And then I have another layer of this light colored to do. Trying to figure out what to do about this part right at the beginning this time. Okay. I prepared a whole bunch, and I probably prepared way more than I needed to. I've had this burlap for a long time, and I really like it. And I remember when I got it, I thought, oh, great. You know, I don't remember where I got it or if I was, you know, it was given to me or what, but I remember thinking, cool. And then it just sits there. Isn't that weird? Like, I don't often know how to use it. Come on. It's like an air bubble in my glue stick. I don't think I want... I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And then start with my next one so it's a solid piece. It's very fibrous. I mean, obviously you guys know that, but it's leaving little bits, and when I was getting it prepared, it was making me sneeze. I'm just going to start there. Yeah, hopefully this turns out how I imagined it in my head. But we'll see. We shall see. I'm forgetting that I'm trying to get the brown to show through the underneath part. Almost. Okay, I am going to cut here and I think kind of turn it under a little. Okay, so now I have lots of fabrics that I've torn into strips. And some lace. So I think I want to start with some fabric. Let me put it here and then see which fabric I want to start with. When I tear it, some of it really kind of like messes with the cross threads as well. It goofs with the kind of the texture of it. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but it takes me a long time. I don't know if it does for you guys as well, but when I'm trying to tear strips of fabric, there's a lot of preparation because this keeps happening and then it goofs it up again. Okay, so I really, 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 really like this fabric. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and start with it, I think. I'm gonna make this kind of point upwards so that we can see it. Napkin up here. here I will use on the end of my glue gun. Okay, so each time I put another layer down, I want to be able to see the layer beforehand. That's my goal. Now I could have sewn this and ruffled it up, you know, with the sewing machine, and I don't know, I may decide that that's exactly what I should have done, but I didn't want to sew it. I just wanted to start putting it down. I was going to have to use hot glue to do it anyway, and so I thought, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone. But, okay, I don't need this. I really love pink. And, you know, of course, I don't have a lot of pink in my house, or I have some pink clothes, but more like workout clothes that are pink. But I love it so much, and then I go and I look for, you know, stuff to make journals out of, and I end up not having as much pink as I would have thought that I would have, because I really like it a lot. If I had, you know, if I lived in the house by myself, my whole house would be pink. My house would look like what I'm hoping this heart will look like when I'm done. But since I have to share my house, I try not to, well, I mean, I totally force my style on everybody. Come on now. I just like, I'm sorry, but yes, another picture of flowers is going to be going up on the wall. And sorry about that. But I try to keep it at a minimum-ish. I also didn't know how much fabric I was going to need. And so since I have so little, I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope that I have enough. But now that I've gotten started, I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna tell you guys what I've been watching on TV. I hope you're not ashamed of me. I am a sucker for old sci-fi shows. I don't mean like 60s old or anything like that, but I've watched all of the sci-fi shows that are on like Netflix and Amazon. I don't know why I like them so much. I'm not like a Trekkie or like a Star Wars nerd or anything like that. In fact, okay, I'm gonna say it, I'm really not a fan of Star Wars. I couldn't care less. I've seen the first original movies, you know, I've seen them each one time, and that was enough. And you know how they started cranking them out? I saw like the first one that they put out after the original 3. So the very first new set of Star Wars movies I watched. And I'm like, oh, it's, you know, it's okay. To me, they're just movies. They're fine, I guess. But when it comes to series, I don't know why, but I love them. So I've watched almost all of the Star Trek ones. I haven't gone back and watched The Next Generation, which was the very first one after the original. I do remember watching it when I was growing up. I think it came out right like as I was about to leave home. I feel like maybe in the late 80s is when it started, but I don't remember exactly. So I remember sitting and watching it, you know, before I left home. And then, of course, when I was in college, I didn't have a whole lot of time to watch TV, so I didn't watch it then. But all of the ones after that, I'm pretty sure every single one I have watched. And I love them. And they're so corny. But I don't know. I just love them. But again, like all the new movies, I don't care so much for. I remember the original Star Trek, those movies. I remember when those would come out, I would be so excited to watch the Captain Kirk again. And but any of the new ones where it's supposed to be the Captain Kirk in his youth, I think, you know, I watch it once and that's good. And then I don't even think I've seen them all. But I have to say, I'm not one to go to the movie theater. I don't really care to. I feel like I could be doing something else. And it's a crazy amount of money for something I don't care to do. I feel a little bad because my husband loves going to the movies. But a lot of times he'll just go with the kids or he'll go by himself. Or we'll go to the mall together and he'll go in and watch the movie and I'll walk around in the mall, which I usually regret because I'm not a mall shopper. Because I don't like trying on clothes because they never fit. I have one of those boy-shaped bodies where girl clothes do not fit well. So that's why I wear lots of exercise clothes because they stretch to fit my shape. My legs have always been longer than any pants I've ever tried to wear. That's frustrating. But anyway, I did not tell you what show I'm watching. We just started watching Farscape. My husband looked up to see when it started and he said, oh, I think it said it started in 2000. So I'm not sure, but it's corny. And I love it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it makes me feel like when I was a kid and all of that newness and, you know, make-believe. It's also not filthy, so I appreciate that. But anyway, yeah, it's Farscape. And, you know, it has lots of bad, I don't even know, like puppetry. It's not good at all, which makes me laugh. But anyway, I'm watching that. That's really pretty, isn't it? I've got, you know, more to do. And I tore so much that I don't think I'm going to end up needing to use. I did, look at all this stuff I tore thinking I was going to need to use all of that. That's really cute. Okay. I think I'm going to go with one more. I might do, okay. So my thoughts are to do a button heart in the center. And I don't know, maybe I need to just stop with the one layer and start making my heart. because otherwise my heart's going to be tiny. Let's see. Just going to see what that's going to look like. I feel like maybe that's what I should do, you guys. Then, of course, doing the button heart is going to make me really nervous as well. I'm going to see if I can find in my laces something that's like this, but, you know, much shorter. I go through this and I straighten it out all the time, but it doesn't stay. So I just kind of dig through it like this, hoping to find something that might work. That's blue. That's white. I don't think I want white. Hold on. Oh, here's one. That might work. Yeah. We'll try that. Thinking, do I want to do that? I really love this. Let me see here. Wrong way. I want to just see how much it's going to cover up if I do that. Okay, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna cover it so much that it's covering up the fabric. I'm going to start down here. This might be a little bit more painful because there's like little gaps in the lace. Ow. Yeah, so if you like cheesy sci-fi, I've watched all of the Stargate SG-1. There are several series that piggyback off of one another. I've watched all of those. And I've watched, like I said, all of the Star Trek spin-offs. There's something that's out there current, and I'm not watching it, but I don't know if they're still making it, but something came out maybe within the last couple of years that was, I think, made for one of the movie channels or something. I'm not watching that one if they're even still making it. I've watched Andromeda. There are some that I've watched that I can't remember the name of course. So, are any of you guys sci-fi TV show junkies? Of course, I would never show up at a Comic-Con dressed up as any of them. I just like watching it. the people that are on the Farscape one, the ones that they're main characters and they don't have a bunch of, you know, space makeup on so you can actually see their faces, they end up later on the SG1 series, which I think is kind of funny. And I didn't even realize that that show was out there. My husband just happened to come across it and he saved it in the watch later list. So I hope you guys aren't disappointed that I like sci-fi stuff. Now, I could never make a sci-fi themed journal because it just, I don't even know. I wouldn't know where to begin. So I like the shows, but it's not like the aesthetic or whatever you want to call it, you know, rubs off on me. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I made a wedding journal, but totally not what you would think for a friend of mine. And well, it's, you know, my friend asked if I would make a journal for her daughter for her wedding. And I was like, sure, but it needed to have different themes going on in there. And what I had to do was I just did like page layout themes because there were so many different themes that I was like, there's just no way I can do this. There was Star Wars. Oh my goodness, they are Star Wars junkies. They do go to the Comic-Con type things where you dress up. What are those called? Is that what it's called? Anyway, I don't know that they've been to one of the big Comic-Cons, but they go to the dress up places. And anyway, so I needed to have Star Wars stuff in it. She likes red and black and skulls, which is hilarious because if you were to meet her, doesn't come across as a red and black and skulls type of girl. And neither am I, so that was a challenge. And so I had to incorporate that. He likes, of course, Star Wars. He is guard, so I had to add military stuff, which is also out of my comfort zone. And he loves Pokemon, and he loves to cook. And she wanted all of that in a wedding album. And what she wanted it to be was, here's my daughter, here's my soon-to-be son-in-law. It was like the book was introducing them to themselves, you know, like here's me, here's you. Then there was a, here's our wedding. And then she wanted me to do pages that were kind of left for them to figure out. So I had to make them, you know, rather neutralish. And I was supposed to do it like through the end of the year. So I did like a layout for the last few months of the year after they had gotten married. Anyway, they liked it, and it, believe it or not, it sounds crazy, but it turned out pretty good just because I didn't try to run one idea into the next, because good grief, I don't think that's possible. So I think it turned out well. They liked it, but I will say it was quite a challenge. I've done journals for her girls at this point, all of them. She had me do like graduation ones and stuff like that. So one of them is quite the artist. She is amazing. And she went to school, you know, for art. And so she was having me do hers for when she was getting finished. I don't think it was high school. I feel like it was when she went to college, but I could be wrong. So what I did was I found a, what do you call it? A game. And the game was called like Masterpiece Thieves, or I don't know. It was this game board, but had really great tags inside of it of artwork. And so that was cool. And a lot of art is royalty free, you know, so I could print all kinds of things, you know, like the classics. So I was able to find lots of really cool things and made her an art journal. The other daughter that I made one for is a musician, and so I did a music journal for her. She likes to push my imagination, which I guess is a good thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this with you guys on camera because there's going to be a lot of moving things around, I think. I'm going to stand up and just see how this is even going to look. I'm going to look at it through the camera and see what you guys see. I feel like I might need to pull out some more pink ones. I don't know. And even maybe some more cream color. I think it'll look really cute. I might even, I don't know. I'm going to play with that off camera because I have some different ideas. I don't know what I'm going to do there. We'll see. I'm going to show you real quick what that game was that I found because it is really a great resource, you know, for someone who, if you wanted to make an art journal, and I think I paid like nothing for it. So it was Masterpiece, the art auction game. Okay, it wasn't Thieves, it was art auction. And so then I've often thought I should try and make a book out of the game board. But then look at these great bits and pieces that were in it. There's this money, and then the game pieces. And then this was what was so cool, I thought. Look at all of this. And it was all, I think I got the game for like $1.99. Isn't that amazing? There's more over here in this one. So yeah, I have a lot left too. There's the old rules all stained. Really cool, isn't it? The game pieces, there really aren't. There's just like these little things and a dice. But totally, I don't know, totally off the subject. I'm looking really quick to see if I see a copyright date on it, but it looks like the 60s to me. This is 1970. Anyway, if you ever run across that game all taped up at a thrift store, there is lots of really cool stuff on the inside of it, so you should grab it. Anyway, I'm gonna play with this off camera, and then I'll show you guys how it turns out in my next video. If I end up not liking it, I might just keep on going and not do buttons on the inside, but but I'll see. I'll figure that out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.